where's the schedule for tonight? Because I saw it posted earlier.
Well, Joe, I'm glad you're asking. As I started recording,
Where's
the next thing is movies. Me and
Yeah.
Bradley have watched an assortment of movies that we would like to talk about.
Oh man, and I don't watch movies often.
That's true. That's why I feel comfortable spoiling Midsummer right now in this podcast, more
Yeah,
or
like
less.
back when it was coming out, I remember we kind of thought we might want to watch it, but we never got around to it. And now that you've watched it, I'm kind of glad I didn't waste the time or money watching it.
Is wait, what does that mean?
It sounds like there was some really negative reaction.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Tyler hates this movie, and we were gonna go at it, but Tyler got demoted from being a employee of the month by not showing up tonight. So I will just talk about Midsummer myself. I will say, when I finished this movie, I was so confused, and I feel like that's a very common sentiment because it's hard to even explain what this movie is.
Yeah.
As I thought about it more, I came around on it more. I don't love it, but it might be pretty great. It's weird. I think it's totally worth watching. Let me just open with that. But you might not like it. It's very different as a film.
It's like Death Stranding.
It's, well, Death Stranding is fucking brilliant, man. I don't know. This might be brilliant. There are some brilliant things about it, but the premise of the movie is a girlfriend and a boyfriend. The girlfriend has some mental instabilities. Her family is known to have these issues. The boyfriend doesn't really want to be with the girlfriend, but he also doesn't want to leave her because it's like, oh, what if I want her back? And also there's a slight guilt of leaving someone who's so mentally dependent on him.
Yeah.
It's mostly selfish, but there's some selflessness there. And the worst possible thing happens to this girlfriend right around the time where the boyfriend's considering breaking up with her. So 6 months later, they're still together because the situation just got very sticky, and the girl's still recovering from the trauma that happens early on in the movie. Dark stuff happens to her family. We'll just say that.
Okay.
And the boyfriend plans to leave and go visit the Midsummer Festival in... Oh god, is it Norway or Sweden? Fuck.
Okay, well this is cool because I didn't know that the title was actually referring to a festival.
Yeah, Midsummer is a festival. I don't know how much of this is based on real life. I think actually a decent chunk, maybe. I don't know. But the boyfriend is gonna go there with his friends. I'm gonna say it's hold on, fact checking. Midsummer, Sweden, Swedish, Norway. Both pop up with results.
I think it's
Google big booty Puerto Rican goddess.
Oh no, there's multiple Midsummer festivals around the
really?
world.
Wikipedia page. It's in Sweden.
Thank you, Joe. This is what I pay you for. So, Sweden... Sweden, right, there's the Swedish guy of the group. There is the fuckboy of the group. Did you ever watch Bandersnatch?
Oh, that's the Black Mirror thing, right?
The Black Mirror thing? None of y'all watched it?
Nope.
Okay. Well, one of the characters from Bandersnatch is in this movie, and he's the fuckboy of the group. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go to Sweden and fuck Swedish babes. He's so annoying, but he also has some really funny lines. Cheaty's in the movie. He is the third friend. Cheaty is working on a paper. They're all anthropology majors, and he's doing his thesis over the Midsummer Festival.
Yeah.
And the Swedish friend grew up in a village in Sweden. And the festival's going on there, so he's like, guys, I would love for you to come and visit. Turns out he grew up in a weird cultish village, and it's weird because they're very open about their practices, even though to us they seem sometimes inhumane and incredibly fucked up and weird. But to them it's just like, nah, dude, it's great. You can leave if you want. And so they're gonna go. The girlfriend weasels her way in, and she goes along for the ride, even though she's not really mentally up to it, but she also doesn't want to be alone for 2 months, which is how long the boyfriend is going. And the movie goes from there. It's shot really well. There's this constant use of a scene where people will be talking. Behind them is a mirror reflective surface, and then people through that mirror will be talking to them. So it's like you can see all the people conversing in the scene, but one of the people you're seeing through the mirror, and the rest of the people you're seeing underneath the mirror, right?
Right.
And it's done a lot because a big theme of this movie is kind of like feeling left out / feeling accepted. And the girl of the group is very left out and not accepted among the group, even though they try to play nice. They really didn't want her to come, and she kind of weaseled her way in. And they get there, and stuff is weird, and there are some genuinely horrifying things, like, that just kind of happens out in the corner of your eye. For example, there's this time where the camera just kind of, it's doing a tracking shot where it's seeing the group moving, and then it kind of hovers over a tapestry that has some pictures, and the picture's telling like a story, and it's drawn really crudely, so you're like, you don't really pay attention to it, and then you do, and it's like, wait, what does that picture have right there? And then the camera goes by it, so you don't have enough time to register what the fuck you just saw. And it's very creepy like that. There's all sorts of like just little background imagery just feels off. It's also interesting, like, Midsummer is, as far as I understand it, a period of time where there's just a lot of daytime.
Yeah.
So the whole movie pretty much takes place in this gorgeous daytime. And it's really startling to have a horror movie take place during such a beautiful time of nature.
Yeah. I remember that was the first thing I ever heard about the movie, and I just kind of appreciated how different of a concept that sounds like.
Yeah. And the movie really picks up when they do this ritual where these old people are gonna do this ritual that old people in this village do. And the village has a thing where it's like, oh man, no one ever really dies when you're 76. You know, you just go on to your next phase of life, and it's all a cycle. And shit gets dark with this cycle. And then the problem with the movie arises. It gets a little predictable and also ridiculous, where it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, it is so obvious that these villagers are doing bad things to you guys, and like they're so front up about it, and it's just you step back and you're like, both of you guys, like both of the sides, the visitors and the people doing it, are so clueless / shameless. We're like, they're just shamelessly doing bad things to these visitors, and the visitors are just ignoring it and not leaving, and it's very frustrating. The movie ends just horrifyingly. There's this stretch, like about 2/3 in, that's like just generally kind of boring. I think that's why I walked away with such a negative feeling at first, where it's like I was actually just bored while they're doing like this big ritual. It's kind of the titular, like, famous ritual where there's this big dance in the movie, and the girl's doing the dance and the boyfriend's doing something else, and it's just kind of boring during, and it goes on for a long time, and then the movie gets extremely fucked up after that, and it ends in a very shocking way where I wasn't sure how to feel, and all I can say is that girlfriend's fucked up, and for fairly reasonable reasons, but she did some fucked up things, and that boyfriend, boy, he was not a great guy, but he bad things happened to that man. We'll just leave it at that. Midsummer, reluctant 4 out of 5. I don't even know.
4 out of 5. Willard, you should see what I posted in the Midcast chat.
Yeah, let's take a look. Joe posted. Yes, there's this tapestry. That's the first thing you see in this movie. The whole plot of the movie is right here, by the way.
Yeah, from
in
left
this
to right, I
tapestry.
believe.
Yeah.
That is an unsettling tapestry.
Yeah, there's
Done.
a lot of unsettling imagery here.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is like the themes of the movie and how this is a journey for the girlfriend. That's what the movie's really about. A journey for the girlfriend to come into terms with certain aspects of herself is very interesting. Also, there's drug use in this movie that is very alarming. Like one of the very first ones is they take some mushrooms and then they just chill out in the wild.
Oh God.
And the girlfriend looks down and the blade of leaves have merged with her hand and they're piercing her hand.
Oh,
and I'm just
fuck.
like, ugh! And then in the background, like, shit's just kind of squirmy, which is, from what I understand, like, when you take LSD, stuff kind of gets, like, wiggly and squirmy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This tapestry kind of makes me want to watch the movie more, just because it seems really interesting.
You would like this movie, Bradley, and I really didn't. I think I did a good job in not spoiling things, aside from just how I feel.
Yeah, it seems like you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand this movie, so I'd probably like it.
I mean, you're not even wrong.
You could just read the Wikipedia page and then go into the movie so you know what's happening. But
what are you? You sound like my other friend. Anyways, Bradley, you watched 2 movies.
Oh my God.
What you got?
Both of these movies have something in common, and you're gonna cringe when you hear what this thing is.
I'm excited.
Both of these movies are produced by Happy Madison Productions.
I thought so.
They are Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
Which is
Ridiculous
what?
They're Adam Sandler movies.
They're Adam Sandler movies.
Oh.
And the reason I got on this, I went to visit a friend for the Super Bowl this past weekend, and we were flipping through Netflix, and I saw the movie Click, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
Click is so good.
I remember the second half of the movie was sad, and the first half was kind of funny at the time, but then I was like, I don't know if Adam Sandler comedy like aged well. Like, I feel like he kind of had his time, and you know, he has some of the all-time classics, but I don't know if he's like that funny. And he's like, oh man, he's like, hear me out. Type in The Ridiculous Six. We're watching this right now, and I was like, fuck it. I guess we're gonna watch The Ridiculous Six. So hold it up.
I've heard of this movie. Isn't it like horrible?
It's one of the. So there's movies that are bad. There's movies that are so bad that they're good, but they did that on accident. This is one of those movies like Sharknado where it is intentionally horrible to the point that it's hilarious.
I didn't know Adam Sandler made self-aware bad movies. Huh.
Yeah, most of them are just bad. This one is like hilariously bad. In a couple minutes in, it hit me what they're doing. This movie, so it came out the same year as The Hateful Eight, and I always got it confused with that movie. And I think it's supposed to be kind of a parody of it.
No, this blank number archetype of movies is a long
just
time.
A Western thing?
Yeah, like there's the Magnificent Seven.
Oh, you're
there's
right.
probably another blank, you know.
Yeah.
Numbers were a big thing for westerns.
The Slaughterhouse 9.
The Slaughterhouse, well-known western.
Yeah, so this movie, it is a western gag anime in the form of a live-action movie produced by Adam Sandler. The first 3 minutes of the movie, I was like, yeah, whatever. It's classic western. This guy's buying shit for his horse. There's some dudes on horses with guns. And then some stuff starts happening. So Adam Sandler plays a very stoic Clint Eastwood type character instead of his usual I'm goofy, I make funny sounds character. And so first of all, it was really funny seeing Adam Sandler try to be serious the whole movie. But it really hit me in the first like 5 minutes. This gang of outlaws rides up and they're threatening Adam Sandler and his fiance, and he like throws his bag of flour into the air, and the worst super speed special effect I've ever seen happens, and he runs up to one of the guys and stabs him, and he runs back and he catches the bag of flour, and they're like, oh my god, I didn't even see him move.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be anime, isn't it? And then like, he throws the bag of flour at them, and then throws his knife so it cuts it, and there's flour everywhere like a smoke screen, and he does like these
like a Bollywood movie.
There's another part of the movie where they have to sneak past these guards, and they're like, how the fuck are we gonna sneak past the guards? And Adam Sandler's character grew up with Indians, so he's like, you have to be one with the wind.
Oh, no.
And he just starts doing somersaults on the ground, and they just like kind of fade in an image of a tumbleweed over him.
What?
And he rolls past the guards, and then he turns back into a human.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
It's so fucking funny.
This is not this.
This
So
seems like Bradley humor. I don't know
Yeah.
about this, Chief.
Did you have some additives when you watched this movie?
No.
Okay.
This movie, they know how terrible it is, and that's. I had a lot of fun with it.
So I've seen a little bit of this movie, but it does have one scene that I really like, and it's the baseball scene.
That is the funniest scene in the movie.
Because baseball has a bunch of weird bullshit rules put into it, and
Yeah.
they just bring that up because a lot of baseball is just straight up arbitrary nonsense. Like for example, like in the movie, I think like the way home run was invented, but it just went way too far. Like you get to run around all the bases. Let's get a different ball.
He's like I'm not going to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's funny because in baseball stadiums, there's no length of your baseball field has to be. It can be how short or how long as you want it to be.
Wait, that's for real?
yeah.
Yeah.
Including the MLB? Oh, weird.
Yeah. Same with
Yeah.
like strikes and strike zones. Yeah, it's just weird.
The scene is this guy who basically invented baseball, but you know, he basically like extorts the main characters into playing this new sport he invented with him. And he's like, yeah, so you throw it at me, and if I miss 2 times, then I'm out, and if I hit it, I get to go to a base. And he misses the first 2 shots, and he's like, no, I said 3, and so like the pitcher throws it again, and it goes really low, and he's like, no, that doesn't count as a strike. You have to throw it up here where I can actually hit it. And he's like, that's a ball. If you throw it down there, it's a ball. And if you do that 4 times, I get a base. And then the next pitch hits him in the knee, and he's like, okay, well, I just get a base if you do that. Like,
It's
so
kind of just explaining the dumb rules of baseball, which in itself is a funny concept.
I don't know. I mean, it's an Adam Sandler movie, but it feels like much more modern comedy than his early 2000s.
It's called The Ridiculous.
The Ridiculous
Ridiculous
Six.
Six.
Let's see what it's rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you want to guess what it's rated on Rotten Tomatoes?
Probably not well.
65. No, sorry. No, Rotten Tomatoes. 40.
I'm gonna say like 55%. I don't know.
0%. What the fuck? I've never seen this. Oh no.
Yeah, they were just like, how do we make
Okay.
the worst movie?
It might be because it was only released on Netflix, just so you know.
36 critics reviewed it. All of them
Okay.
gave it a negative review, and out of 3,200 audience reviews, there's a 33. So I think we have to put Bradley out of his misery.
Well, we all know, based off of Rise of Skywalker, that the audience reviews are the only ones that matter, right?
I don't want to talk about that movie at all, really. Anyways, Bradley, what else did you watch?
The next movie is even worse, but I still enjoyed watching it. Like Ridiculous Six, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. I did enjoy myself watching it.
Hot damn.
It's a bad movie, but it's very self-aware with how bad it is, so I feel bad taking off so many points for that. This next movie is also a Happy Madison production, produced by Adam Sandler, but he does not star in it.
Ooh.
This movie's called Father of the Year, and I think the task that this movie is tackling is, can you make an entertaining movie that does not have a plot? This movie doesn't have a plot. You
Jackass
look up a
movie.
summary of the movie, but it does not have a plot. The like key events and goals that are happening change from scene to scene. And granted, how we get from scene to scene feels very organic, but every like 15 minutes of the movie, I'd be like, how the fuck did we get here? Like, it'll start off, main character comes back and he's anxious about seeing his dad for the first time in a few years. Oh, now this dad's fighting this other dad. Oh, now this boy is trying to reconnect with his long lost love from high school. Oh, now this boy, oh no, he has to try to build a swimming pool in this old lady's backyard before the summer ends.
Oh no!
Oh no, now we're in virtual reality and there's a kangaroo fighting a virtual reality pelican.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not even fucking
See,
kidding.
the thing is, like, the concept of this movie isn't that bad of a concept. Where it seems like it has a pretty good comedy setup. Where it's like it's the classic my dad can beat up your dad kind of scenario.
Yeah, that's how the movie starts.
Yeah, it should like just be a dad rivalry that escalates, but you have to do it at a consistent kind of rate and have an overall goal at the end.
Yeah,
But
and it's just strange how we get there. Like it just starts with my dad could beat up your dad, and then the fallout of that argument just causes all this weird shit where you have virtual reality fights and swimming pools and fucking it. I will say, okay, I got like 75% of the way through the movie. I turned to my friend. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this movie's about, but I am enjoying the ride.
All right.
I will say at the end of the movie, and it wasn't until like the last 5 minutes that I kind of even picked up what the themes of the movie are supposed to be. And I do think it has a very sweet message, but I don't think most people who watch this movie are going to make it all the way through to see that message.
Would you care to guess these scores?
They're probably like 2 out of 10.
0, once again, god tier production right here. And 52 audience score. This is the better movie by the audience ratings. Granted, this only has 300 to the other 2,000. I think this movie might have bombed super hard.
it's a Netflix only movie.
Yeah, both of these are Netflix movies.
I mean, the other had 3K, so...
Yeah.
I think there was a lot more marketing for Ridiculous 6 because I never even heard of this before the weekend, but I always knew Ridiculous 6 was a thing.
Yeah, Ridiculous. I think Ridiculous 6 was the first like Adam Sandler movie that he made for Netflix, part of his deal. Speaking of which, I have 2 things to add on to this.
Yeah.
There's another Adam Sandler movie on there that has Jennifer Aniston in it. That's called Murder Mystery.
Murder
I think
Mystery.
that's
Let's see.
Mystery.
Since we're already on the Adam Sandler rabbit hole.
I have one more destination to take this Adam Sandler
Yeah, it's called
train.
Murder Mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murder Mystery. It's basically Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston accidentally walk into a murder mystery plot line. It's actually pretty fun. It's cohesive. It makes sense, and it's a pretty fun ride. And like, it has a little bit of that Adam Sandler like over goofiness in it. But I watched, I was like, this was enjoyable. I give it a solid like 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It had a beginning, middle, and end, and I had a good time watching it.
The same coveted score as the Ridiculous 6 and only 0.5 points higher than the reluctant 4 out of 5 of Midsommar.
Yeah.
The other movie I want to briefly talk about is a movie called World's Greatest Dad that starred Robin Williams. This goes in the category with Marriage Story and lists of movies that tread on Joe's deepest fears as an adult.
No.
So this movie is about Robin Williams' son commits suicide by autoerotic asphyxiation within his own house.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And so the big thing about his son was that he was a bully, he was a mean person, and whatever. But the dad does everything in his power to try to like turn his like deceased son's image around. And a big part of that is him coming to realization of who his son was and how terrible of a person he was to the town.
So you're afraid your parents are gonna find out about your collection, Joe?
No. I mean, as a parent, having a child that kills himself and is a terrible piece of shit. But it's a very dark movie. It's a comedy, like a dark comedy, but it's a really dark movie.
88% and 67%. So this is the.
No, that's an actual movie. Like, but I remember putting it on one day. I was like, oh, this is a lot sadder than I anticipated. I would recommend to you, Willer. I think you would enjoy it in its sadness and kind of sit there and be like, oh no.
That's me, dog.
I thought it up because when Bradley said Father of the Year, I was like, oh, I've seen that movie. I can talk about it a little bit. I just haven't seen it in many years. That same movie, I was like, okay.
That's a higher score on both fronts than Midsommar. So there you go. Have any of y'all? Never mind. I know you don't. You haven't. But who would like to watch Uncut Gems with me, which is supposed to be the good Adam Sandler movie?
Man, I'd like to watch Uncut Gems.
Is that on Blu-ray yet? Like, what's
No, no,
a good Adam Sandler movie was
it's still in the movies theaters. It's still in theaters.
Oh, people think Waterboy's good, right?
I like Waterboy.
Waterboy's good.
It's a classic.
Happy Gilmore is really good. Billy
You
Madison's
can
really
do
good.
it.
Oh, I remember seeing trailers for Uncut Gems, and I remember it because Adam Sandler looks like a douchebag in that movie.
Yeah. We went to a movie together where there was a trailer show.
That's where I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, because you only go to the movies if I'm dragging you there.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the last several times I've been to the theater have been with you.
So as it turns out, Uncut Gems is supposed to be great, and it's supposed to make you feel very uncomfortable.
I think Adam Sandler has updated his comedy a lot from his heyday, and for good, you know.
I feel like Adam Sandler is the type
Hold
of guy
on,
that,
just
like,
real quick. I think Bradley's in the minority in that statement, probably. But go on, Joe.
I was gonna
clearly
say,
the reviews aren't on my side.
so Adam Sandler, I feel like kind of likes to do whatever he wants, but every once in a while I was like, all right, give me a second, and he does a movie, and that movie is actually really good. Like, have you seen Punch Drunk Love?
No.
Punch Drunk Love stars him. That movie is really, really good. Like, it's about relationships and what it means, like, to, like, when you get into a relationship but you fully haven't taken care of yourself lately, so you have to, like, end up balancing the relationship life and, like, taking care of yourself and understanding your problems and how it affects the other person in that whole scenario. It's a really good movie. He basically stars a guy that has huge anger management problems, and he ends up getting in a relationship with this girl.
That's
I
good.
really liked it. Yeah.
He was in a actors roundtable with a lot of great actors recently, and he definitely like seemed unsure of himself. He's like, "Oh, I guess I did good in this dramatic role, but I was nervous the whole time." So he definitely has it in him. So I'm very interested to watch it.
Yeah.
I know several years ago there was some interview where Adam Sandler said that he's like, most of the time I just make movies as an excuse to see a lot of my friends again.
I think he just likes getting fucking paid because that man has a lot of money.
He really does.
I mean, to be fair, his movies on Netflix were some of the most watched movies of Netflix when they came out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but good for him.
Yeah, but good for him. He's got another deal to do another 4 movies for them. Or something
Oh
like that.
no, that's a lot.
That's fine. Like put more.
I
Stuff
mean,
on
Netflix is going over that thing where it's like, oh, they'll take anything, which is not a good image to have. Because when I get my Worms show on Netflix, I want it to be an esteemed platform.
Oh yes.
What about your One Piece?
Ew.
Aren't they making a live action One Piece thing?
Yes, I don't. It's horrible.
Ugh.
One Piece should stay in the manga because even the anime is not good. So what makes you think I could do anything good with that
I
series?
can't wait for
Have they
the
not
anime.
learned from every other attempt to make a live action anime ever?
One Piece is the single worst property you could ever adapt to real life because the characters are ridiculously big and weirdly proportioned.
Joe, imagine I'm sure they can do the stretching effect on whoever plays Luffy, but it's gonna look weird as fuck.
Luffy is not the problem, Joe. There's a character called Gecko Moria.
Yeah.
Imagine that character in live action. Imagine fucking like someone with the proportion.
Imagine that shot of Teach when we're reintroduced to him in a post time skip.
Imagine I could see a really good Teach.
Yeah.
Imagine fucking Usopp and Kaku and their long.
Oh,
What are they gonna do? What are they?
Yeah, this Usopp nose looks funny to me because there's like one image of the live action.
Shut the
thing.
fuck up. Share it. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
Are you sure?
It might not be the official one. It might just be something they used for the article.
It might be part of like so. One Piece has had a lot of live shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be.
That might be it because those get tossed around a lot. People are like, "That's what it looks like." No, those were the ads for the live show. Who else would be ridiculous?
I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous character Bradley's run into. Bartholomew Kuma.
Wapol.
Yeah.
Wapol.
Oh.
I mean, Wapol could be a fat guy. I'm thinking of like Bartholomew Kuma.
He hasn't met that person. Oh yeah, yes, yeah,
He has. He's like 7 feet tall and he has very small legs.
He's tiny legs.
Anyways, good
There's so many people.
Good Adam Sandler cast.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Bradley, you good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Well, on this note, I think you need to leave now, Bradley, because we're about to spoil The Good Place, a show that you will one day watch once you're done watching Victorious Feet shows.
I'll interrupt.
Spoiler alert, there's a character who exists in the Good Place universe, and his name is Darth Vader.
No.
You thought I was going to say someone else.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that had a foot fetish.
I'm sure there is someone in the Good Place verse who has a foot fetish.
Probably like Trevor.
Oh, yeah, you just know.
Probably.
Probably.
All right, have fun.
Or Sean. So
no, Sean wouldn't have him.
I just want to put out in this podcast, Bradley has watched all of Victorious instead of watching The Good Place, the 3 episodes of Better Call Saul that we're waiting on, anything worth his time.
Also hasn't read One Piece.
But
we're not gonna blame.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna blame it on Bradley's foot fetish for whatever that guy's shows are.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider.
Anyways, Willard, The Good Place ended last week.
Oh wait, Bradley just disappeared. He didn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna do the hypothetical. When did he When did he drop out?
Like literally, like as soon as you got started into the whole rant about not watching Better Call Saul.
Oh my god. Well, we should take a break then, so I can segment this out before.